Story 1. AITA for making a whole scene in the family table that my mom ruined my cheesecake? So I'm 19F, a pastry chef. I love my sweets to be on point as you can see them on pictures, nothing less or nothing more. My mom, 60F, other hand keeps destroying my sweets by adding so much of everything. One time I made a strawberry cake for my grandma's birthday and she came to it to add a whole tons of whipping cream. At the end the cake was a whole disaster. It was falling apart from too much cream and I yelled her in top of my lungs that she keeps destroying everything I make. She put on the sad face saying she won't bother with me and my sweets anymore. So last weekend we were visiting my grandma, her sister too, and I made a fruit tart and a cheesecake. I put them on the fridge and warned my mom to not touch it. When we arrived we opened the cheesecake and apparently she have put chocolate syrup all over it and the box/cheesecake itself was an ugly mess. At that point I had a breakdown and started yelling her and crying saying, "Why you keep destroying my work? I am so fed up with you." She kept pushing it off saying it's not beautiful enough and it needed a better picture. I'm way home, I wasn't talking her and she started yelling me that I was an ass chatly to her in front of everyone and I need to learn manners. Looking back I could handle the situation better but I lost my mind. In other hand though I don't want anyone to touch my creations. Am I the AH for yelling at my mom in front of everyone? Edit 1/. Thanks everyone for your advice. I know my behavior wasn't right and I feel sorry for that. I tried apologizing and point out very calmly my problem again. She brushed my point off. I sadly don't have much money from my work so I can't move out, but I'd surely buy a small fridge. Someone said I should take my results pics before my mom destroys them, which is another story that happened. I was once hired for a baptism the man, and I agreed on something after showing him what I can make. After making the sweet again, took pictures of it too. My mom took my pastry cream I had left over for something else. She remade the sweet the way she wanted. The man sadly didn't have fridge so he asked for a sweet that doesn't need fridge. My mom took the pastry cream and added cream and made it all blue. The man's kid is a daughter by the way. My ex's boyfriend mother sees what I see, that my mother is envy the attention I get. My ex's BF mother literally dumped her because she had enough of my mother. Edit 2. Guys, I'm a really relaxed person. I'm fine if you come and advise to add something on my sweets, but if you do it without asking me, that's when I go nuts. I understand it was completely wrong of me to yell in front of everyone, and in the past I have expressed how much I don't like her what she's doing. Example once again. The rose cake I made, instead of roses she wanted to add sprinkles all over the cake instead of the flowers. When I added the roses she wanted to add red circles all over it. The last I have even cooked with my beloved grandma. She kept advising me stuff and asking if it's right to add or not, and I accepted her opinion. In the end the granda congratulated me and had fun together eating the results with a decent image. Redditor comments. 1. She does it on purpose. It's a power thing. It's not going to change ever. Move out. NTA. 2. NTA. People giving YTA or ESH votes are missing just how infuriating it is to have your work destroyed over and over and over by someone who knows exactly what they are doing. This isn't a one-off incident or a mistake, but a pattern of behavior. Of course you're at your wit's end. I also do a lot of baking and know how time-consuming these projects are. Your mother is deliberately sabotaging you, then turning around and trying to make you look the bad guy when you get understandably upset. It's classic Darvo and you should not have to put up with it. 3. NTA. There is something seriously wrong with your mother if her reasoning is, your cake was not beautiful enough. Is she used to being the cook of the family and is threatened by you? That said, how about a before mum and after mum photo collage to get the point across? 4. NTA. Does she derail other things in your life that you do well, or get attention for? Meaning, is she one of those mothers who quite frankly is jealous of her own daughter? It's interesting that you are literally a pastry chef and after you've completed a masterpiece she feels the need to absolutely screw with it, when she's neither qualified nor welcome to do so, explicitly. And she knows it. 5. I would have taken it and dumped it in the trash. Never again make anything for your mother. Or for anybody else, if you can't deliver your creation directly to the recipient without your mother having a chance to fuck with it. It needed a better picture. WTF. Your mother does not deserve it. She does not appreciate it. She does not respect you. And if this means that next time grandma gets a cheesecake from the grocery store instead of you, well, we all know whose fault that will be. NTA. Story 2. AITA if I don't allow my family to eat my mother's cooking? Anonymous, as this is happening right now. For context, my mom has never really cooked that much. Growing up she might make Sunday dinner or a random meal during the week. Fast forward to now, I'm almost 30 and have my breastfeeding wife and 2 daughters, 1 MO, and 2 YO, over visiting my retired parents for the week. My mom has been excited about this special dish she's been wanting to make all week. So, yesterday evening my mom begins making this jambalaya dish. She claims it tastes better after it sits for a day to enjoy the following day. She makes a large pot of a tomato-based stew for it with cooked sausages, bacon, vegetables etc. She finishes it around 9 p.m. I wake up today and it's been left out on the stove for over 12 hours in a covered pot, no heat. It's currently almost 10 a.m. I don't believe she plans on touching it again until she makes the rice for it later today for tonight's dinner. I know for a fact, especially now after researching it, that food can't just be left out like that for so long, especially with meat in it. I now have to make things very awkward and potentially embarrassing for her by saying my breastfeeding wife, 2-year-old toddler and myself will not be risking that tonight for dinner. I know she's going to say things like, "I've been feeding you your whole life and you turned out fine, I do this all the time and I've never been sick, don't believe everything you read online, etc. etc." WIBTA for confronting her on this and not letting my family eat this food? If so, how can I NBTA during this confrontation? We're still visiting for another few days. Edit: there is also shrimp and ham in the dish, left overnight. It's now been 14 hours since last heated and left out. Redditor comments. 1. NTA. Yes, stews and jambalayas taste better the next day, but they need to be refrigerated and reheated. I wouldn't touch that pot. 2. NTA. Don't eat it unless you want explosive diarrhea and projectile vomiting. Going to the ER for N4 isn't much fun. Good luck, op. 3. NTA. My son is certified in food safety and you have 2 hours before bacteria starts to grow if it's not kept at a certain temperature. 4. NTA. I managed a cafe that served soup years and years ago and had to attend classes at our local health department. We were taught that it needed to be refrigerated and brought down to 40 degrees or below within 4 hours, or we needed to reheat it to temperature and then try to cool it again or throw it out. If your mother and father want to risk eating it, then that's their prerogative, but you are more than justified in saying no. 5. NTA. My in-laws do this constantly, leave leftovers out overnight, even the meat, and I can't tell you how many times I've had diarrhea/stomach issues eating at their place for the sake of being polite before I finally put my foot down. My BIL calls it Russian roulette with leftovers, and he's right. None of us will eat leftovers at their place anymore, and while it ticks off my mill, we all say tough tooties. Don't eat the food, especially not with that much meat left out to fester. Especially nor with a toddler and a breastfeeding wife. But be prepared for your mother to be seriously upset with you. Offer to help her remake the dish and re-buy ingredients before dinner, but she may refuse and kick up a stink. If she does, so be it, bow out as gracefully as you can. Her hurt feelings do not trump your health.